Hello again, gamers. Welcome back to the Board Game Captain. I'm the Board Game Captain, and today I'm going to be doing a retro game review on Cathedral. Now, this is a game that was designed by a New Zealander known as Robert Moore. Way back in the 70s. It came out in the late 70s originally. Didn't hit store shelves in the United States until the mid-80s, mind you, but it was seeing plenty of distribution overseas in the late 70s into early 80s. And this is a game where you're placing pieces that are meant to look like buildings out on the board. The designer had originally said it was meant to represent the way the buildings fit like puzzle pieces around a big cathedral over there in a city in New Zealand, which is kind of an interesting concept. And it's made to feel like a old school abstract strategy game, kind of like a tile-laying game, if you will. Now, this is a two-player game, strictly two-player game, and it's a really quick one. I would say most games of this last 15 to 20 minutes. Now, it is listed as for ages 8 and up, and I would say that's a pretty good estimate. There's not actually a time listed on the box, but I can tell you, about 15 to 20 minutes. And for 8 and up, this is a very easy to learn game. It's very easy to understand, so I will go along with that. Now, this particular edition that I have here comes with these nice all wooden pieces and a wooden board, which you're going to see a lot of as they're out. I don't need to spend a whole lot of time showing you them here, but I just want to show you a close-up on some of them because these are amazing. I love the pieces that came in this edition. They look absolutely gorgeous. This is a classic game that I've wanted to have a copy of for a long time and only got this copy fairly recently, and I'm very happy that I did because this particular edition, I just love the look of the pieces. Here, for instance, is the actual cathedral piece. Now, I'm going to take you over to the table without any further ado, and I'm going to show you how you play any full game of Cathedral, where Lynn and I are going to run through an entire game of this to show you how it goes. And then we're going to come back over here. I'm going to talk about how this game plays, how it feels. We're going to talk about whether or not it holds up like we do with all our retro game reviews. And then we're going to review it and rate it, and we're going to get a second opinion from Lynn. Okay, so here we can see a game of Cathedral ready to be played. All you have to do is choose if you're going to be the light color or the dark color pieces. I'm playing the light color pieces on this side of the table, while Lynn is the dark color pieces on the other side there. Now, I have the Cathedral. The light player, colored player starts first by playing the neutral piece, the Cathedral. Neither player can use the Cathedral to make internal walls, and the object of the game is to make internal walls, inside the board that is, with their own pieces connected orthogonally to each other, connecting from one side of the board to another. So in this case, this would surround this area, which each square in here would be area that only I could then further play in, because you cannot play an area that is surrounded by your opponent. If you surround an area that has a opponent's piece in it, for instance, if I was there and one of Lynn's pieces was here, and then I connected here to surround it, I'd capture that piece, give it back to my opponent, and they would still have to play it again. You can only play in your own surrounded area or neutral area that is surrounded by neither player. Once you have two pieces in an area, even if they get surrounded, they cannot be captured. Two pieces makes it neutral area. Now, once the game ends, whoever has the least squares worth of pieces that they have not put on the board will win. So we're going to run you through a quick game of it to show you how it goes. I'm just going to throw the Cathedral out here, and then it is Lynn's turn. Now, on the first turn, we are not allowed to capture territory, another important rule. So for Lynn's turn, she couldn't just say surround a corner somewhere. That's on its side, Lynn. That's not on its side.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
There we go. Okay, so I'm going to play right there. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. I'm going to close that off there. Now, orthogonal connections only count, so that's why she switched pieces, because now she has taken this entire area and made it her own. So now where should I go? I'm going to go there. Of course you did. So I'll... So now I have surrounded this area here and made it my own. And Lynn has surrounded this area here and made it her own. So now only Lynn can play in these two areas. Only I can play in this area. This area here is still neutral. Speaking of neutral, let me see if I can change that, actually. Would be nice. Not with that piece, I can't. But, boom. Now, that last area there is mine. So now it is a quick rush of getting rid of your pieces and getting rid of as many of your big pieces as possible. The bigger they are, the more you want to get rid of them. Which that's a nice move to get rid of a big piece by Len there. So let's see. I'm going to go here. There. And let's see, I'm going to put this one here. And that one there. There we go. Run a little tight on space over there.
Yeah, I'm not going to get one in. Because I could either get this one in or I can get this one in.
Well, that one is worth more.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, you can get the other one. You just can't get the little one in.
Yeah.
This is going to be a close game, actually. Because you're all... This is a very close game. I have one space I couldn't play, and you have two. That's about as close as this game has ever come for us. So, wow, that was a tight game. But that was how you play a game of Cathedral. So, see, now there's two empty spots there, but they're owned by Lynn, so I can't play there. I can't put a piece there. And there's no two spots next to each other, so Lynn can't play hers. So that would be how you play a game of Cathedral, and then you could set it up, switch colors, and play again. So now we're going to head back. We're going to talk about how this game plays, how it feels. We're going to review it and rate it. Okay, welcome back. So that was how you play a game of Cathedral. Now, I mean, it's the territory building in this reminds me of an older classic game called Go that many of you are probably familiar with. The surrounding of territory, and also the fact that if you surround a single piece, you can capture it, though in Go it's multiple pieces as long as they don't have a pair of eyes, which if you've played Go, you know what I'm talking about. It feels very reminiscent of that. Now, this is a game that I had only played a couple of times in the 80s. I never had a copy myself. I got more into playing it recently with buying this copy. And I have to say, for the big question of does it hold up, in my opinion, the answer is yes, to a certain degree. This is a fun game about surrounding territory. I do enjoy it. I love the look of the pieces. This particular edition, the quality of the pieces is off the charts. But I can overplay this game for myself. So when I say it holds up to a certain degree, I like it. And if I played it recently, I might not be in the mood to play it again right away. So it's not quite a 6. It's not quite I need to be in the mood to play it. But it's also not quite a 7. So I'm going to give it a 6.5. So it holds up to a certain degree. I still get a lot of enjoyment out of Cathedral, even though it's an old school game that dates all the way back to the 1970s. I think there is definitely a level of quality that is still left here, an amount of fun still to be had with this game today, especially as an introductory level 2-player tile laying type game that you could play with a child to help introduce them to the style. But let's get a second opinion, because second opinions do matter. Lynn, how many stars out of 10 do you give to Cathedral?
3.
So Lynn doesn't agree with me at all. She's all the way down at a 3. She is not a fan of this and does not think it holds up. She doesn't like the play style, and she has made it very clear to me that on no uncertain terms, she never wants to play this game again. So I'll have to play this game with other people. But again, like, I'm not raving about it either. I'm at a 6.5, which means I like it, and I like it a little bit more than a 6, but not quite at that 7 where I'd say I'd play it anytime somebody wants. So there you have it. 6.5 stars from me. 3 stars from Lynn. This is a game that if you think it looked like fun in our example, then we could recommend it to you. Or at least I could recommend it to you. I don't think Lynn would recommend it to anyone. But there you have it. Do you have any comments, questions, or concerns on the game of Cathedral? Feel free to put them in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this retro game review and you'd like to see us do more like it in the future, be sure to give this video a like, share it on all forms of social media, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the Board Game Captain. That's Captain spelled with a K on YouTube. And until next time, game on.